Hey guys, little announcement. Myself and my bud Sanae will be guest spotting at Bone Deep Tattoos in Camarillo, California, November 7th and 8th.
And then in October, the 17th and 19th, we will be tattooing, taking appointments at Gypsy Rose in Phoenix, Arizona. And on the 18th, we will be there celebrating their grand reopening. It's a shindig you're not going to want to miss. Please come fuck with us, book with us, and just say hi. Thank you. Bye. You want to know something really toxic I did before? When I was with my ex, shout out. No, just kidding.
Don't come on the show.
I went through his phone and I saw that he was talking to one of his exes and he tried to spin it on me and he's like, let me see your phone. And at the time, I wasn't even doing anything bad, but I was like, oh, you want to see my phone? You want to see my phone? All drunk. And I slammed my phone to the ground and broke my own phone.
It looked like you were hiding something.
Yeah. And then I woke up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, none of us can look through my phone.
So stupid. And it was just to be like, oh, you think you could tell me what to do? No,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you. And so I woke up in the morning, like, all hungover, and I rolled over to look at my phone, and I was like, oh, my God, what did I do? And so then we got married.
That's the cold open.
That's, yeah.
All right. This is a very controversial question to some. I was curious to know.
Are you so nervous to ask?
This is a very sensitive topic. Is it ever okay to look at your partner's phone?
Look through your
partner's phone.
Is it ever okay?
Yeah.
It should be. It should definitely be okay to look through your partner's phone.
Yeah,
Like
that's what I
as-
was going to say.
Yeah.
As long as they don't look through yours.
Yeah.
Now, is that in a sense, give me your phone, I'm going through it, like you're looking for something, or is it?
Oh no, not at all. I mean, if you have the need to pick up your partner's phone and go through it, then something's wrong.
I think that.
Yeah, exactly.
Something's wrong. Yeah.
And I think that you better be willing, like this better be the final submission into evidence.
Yeah.
And like there's no going back after you do that, right?
Yeah.
Like the trust, you already don't trust them.
Yeah.
And if you find something that you didn't want to find, then even more so, like you better be willing to bring it up and then the consequences that come thereafter.
Yeah.
So what do you
exactly.
think?
I agree. Like like the way that you described it, like, oh, I need to see it. Like, okay, you clearly don't trust. Like, what are we doing? Like, is this ever going to be fixed? Are you ever going to feel better? Even if you go through my phone, find out that there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Something tells me with that type of personality, they're still going to want to look through it in the future.
Or you're going to feel like maybe I missed something. I should have checked this.
Yeah.
What am I doing? That would be my question. Like, what am I doing that's causing you to want to go through my phone?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know what
that's
I mean?
a healthy.
I
That's
was
a
gonna
nice
say.
guy thing to way to look at it. Because I would have been like, "Who do you think you are asking to go through my phone?"
I think you're just projecting. Can I see your phone first?
But I agree with what you said at the beginning. I think what you were saying is like, you should be in a relationship where you can use each other's phone without it being like, "Hey, you done with that thing? Can you give me my
Yeah.
phone back?"
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm in a relationship like that where we can go, like use each other's phones or, and not feel weird about it. But there's something it feels like I'm invading somebody's privacy. Like if she says, oh, here, use my phone, look at this, whatever. And I just like, I don't know where that comes from, but it makes me feel a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a lot of trust.
What-
Maybe we're going to cut this.
Like, where do you think? Wait a second. Where do you think that comes from?
I don't know. I mean, it could be anything. It could be maybe something that happened in the past for somebody.
You want
Like a trust issue. Yeah, it's a trust
Like
issue.
a trust issue.
like maybe
Yeah.
somebody had a trust issue and they once told you about it and it just stuck with you,
Yeah, maybe.
but you've never You
That
know,
happens too, though. You know that happens. Like when people are talking, and then all of a sudden that gets into your head, and then you take it to your relationship, and you're just like, you know what I mean? That could happen. Definitely.
Yeah.
or we were talking about earlier, like doing things from past relationships and you don't even know why until you really like your partner either really takes you to task or you sit down and think like, why did I act that way? And then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm bringing my baggage from my ex or whatever.
Yeah. Something that
Mhm.
hasn't been quite unpacked.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's just become like so normalized
Yeah.
in your
Mhm.
toxic life. You want to know something really toxic I did before? When I was with my ex, shout out. No, just kidding.
Don't come on the show.
I went through his phone and I saw that he was talking to one of his exes. And it wasn't anything like crazy, but I felt like it was definitely still like trying to see if there was a connection, like remember this or that kind of stuff. And so I went through his phone and he tried to spin it on me and he's like, let me see your phone. And at the time I wasn't even doing anything bad, but I was like, oh, you want to see my phone? You want to see my phone? All drunk. And I slammed my phone to the ground and broke my own phone.
It looked like you were hiding something.
Yeah. And then I woke
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Now none of us can look through my phone.
So stupid. And it was just to be like, oh, you think you could tell me what to do? No,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you. And so I woke up in the morning, like all hungover, and I rolled over to look at my phone and I was like, oh my God, what did I do? And so then we got married.
That's the cold open.
Yeah. So, all right.
All right, guys, welcome back. We are here with a new episode of the Tattoo Budcast, the only podcast that's just like a tattoo appointment.
Minus the tattoo. Oh, I'm Sanae Garcia. Oh, me? I'm Sanae Garcia.
And I am Jimmy Jam.
And today we have a very, very special guest. He is
Very.
a 27-year tattoo veteran. You may have seen him on a little show called Ink Master,
Our
Where-
first TV star.
where he was robbed. He is the owner of Mi Familia. You can find that shop in Anaheim and Lake Elsinore. He is the co-owner of the Ink Network and one of the biggest influences of my tattoo career. And one of the OG buds, Big Ceeze.
Yeah, thanks for coming, man. I was
Thank you
excited.
so much for having me.
So how long have you been tattooing?
It was in the intro.
So that was in the intro.
How did it get started?
No, so actually, let me really explain the 27 years.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So 27 years of tattooing, I count all my scratcher days. All right. A lot of tattoo artists, they won't count their years until they get into a tattoo shop.
Yeah.
Right? Well, even going into a tattoo shop for the first time, I was still a scratcher. You know what I mean? Like if I really wanted to count the years where I started tattooing good, then I've only been a tattoo artist for 10 years. You know what I mean?
I'm a baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to his clients for those 17 years.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's when I picked up a machine and I started tattooing, and then I just count that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and for the people that don't know, scratchers are people that start tattooing at home. You know,
I don't
kinda
know. There's
self-taught.
scratchers in shops.
But that's what I mean.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like for years I was in a shop, and I mean, I look back at those pictures and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to those clients.
Yeah.
You know,
I've said it
but-
before. I stopped being friends with the people that I tattooed first, just because I didn't want to see them.
You definitely forgot where you came from.
or they stop being friends with you because
Yes.
of what you've done. On them.
This is my podcast. I'm gonna say it how I want.
We're going to cut that. We're going to cut all that.
Edit.
So, okay. So you started tattooing at home. How did that where did you even get a machine from? How did that come to be?
Actually, when I was like 17, I started.
Oh my God.
I started airbrushing. I was airbrushing a lot longer than I was tattooing. I think I've been airbrushing now for like 35 years or something like that. So
Fuck.
yeah, I'm an old man.
Is that the era of all the Looney Tunes on shirts and stuff?
Oh yeah, sweatpants,
Yeah.
Levi's, you know, all the graffiti.
All the
writing.
soccer banners.
Yeah, totally did all of that stuff, you know. And I got my first tattoo when I was 17, and it was a homemade machine. So I was like, shit, I want to do this, So then I started making all kinds of homemade machines, and I had like a shoebox full of homemade machines and battery packs. And then unfortunately, one of my cousins, he got shot like 4 times and became paralyzed.
Oh my God.
And this was in East Los Angeles. So I ended up, I had my own place. I was 18 at the time now, and I had my own apartment. And so I took him in. And I took care of him.
You're like, but
cool.
you have to let me tattoo where you can't feel it.
Yeah, right? Everywhere you can't feel, I'm tattooing. So,
Shout out, primo.
yeah, so then he ended up coming into like a social security check, from his incident or whatever. And so because I was taking care of him, he said, would you like, I had a 1970 Impala at the time, and he was like, do you want me to get you a system for your car, or do you want me to get you some professional tattoo machines? And I'm like, dude, give me the machines. I'll work.
I'll buy my speakers.
Yeah, exactly.
I picture a thought bubble popping up, and he sees himself cruising with one bitch. And then a second one pops up, and it's him tattooing with a bunch of bitches. And he's like, I'll take the tattoo.
Yeah. And that's what happened. And then I just got the tattoo machines. They were Paul Rogers. It came in a little kit. You know what I mean?
Sick.
It came 2 machines with the inks and needles and stuff like that. Actually, it didn't even come with the needle on the bar. It came with the needle pack with the bars. So you had to solder the needles.
How'd you figure out how to do that?
It came with like a little kit so that you stuck all the needles in there.
The jig?
Yeah, the jig. So it was like 3-liner, 5-liner, 7-liner.
That's crazy.
Ow.
It was hard as hell. But and then back in the day, you were able to sterilize a needle up to 4 times.
Shut up.
Before you threw it
Legally?
away.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yep.
How would you sterilize it? Like,
In an autoclave, and you would package
Okay.
it and throw it.
but
in
I mean, you
autoclave.
didn't have one at home.
No. So what I would do is I would like boil the needles and then just sterilize them
That's
like
so
that. Yeah,
crazy.
so freaking horrible.
I mean, hey, they started off without gloves,
Yeah, right.
just wiping blood away with just their hand.
Yeah, but a lot of
That's better than that.
some bloodborne pathogens didn't exist then, but
Yeah.
I mean, they were all around by 90. What year was that?
Early mid 90s, I think.
Someone that I used to work with or work for, he apprenticed under Rick Walters, and he said back in the day they would like just have a bucket and a sponge, like that they would just wipe and throw it into the bucket, and he said everyone would be smoking and ashes falling into the bucket, and
That's so gross.
that's fucking disgusting, huh? Imagine just a reusable sponge.
Yeah.
However, a fresh sponge might be kind of nice.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what those like reusable are. Those they're like cloths to use to wipe away. What are those called?
Oh, the in a cup to clean your needles?
That, and then like for skin, it's like
Oh, I don't know that.
but it's like one paper towel that'll last you an entire tattoo.
Like the wipeouts?
Yeah, something like that. Because
Oh,
the
okay.
texture's kind of similar, I would say.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah, I've used those. They're actually pretty good.
they're not bad. Yeah,
He's the one that got me on the Costco paper towels.
the Costco paper towels.
There's
Costco.
how many sides to a
Hey,
paper towel?
Hey, your boy's shopping for clothes at Costco these days.
Okay, he didn't get us onto that. I'm just kidding. Caesar's like, cut that. No,
That's embarrassing.
that'd be funny. You have like Birkenstocks and Bermuda shorts and like totally Costco'd out. So fast forward now, you're tattooing at home. You're becoming, I imagine, the guy that people go to because you are already naturally gifted in art. When do you get into your first tattoo shop?
Shoot, I don't remember like what year it was, but the shop was in Fullerton. It's actually where I met Johnny Bones at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the first shop that I went into.
Printed out
And then-
portfolio?
Yeah.
Polaroids.
Yep, Polaroids.
Wow.
And that's when we used to take turns cleaning the tubes and
Sterilizing and all that shit.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Because we didn't have an apprentice at the shop, so it was like, all right, whose turn is it to clean all the needles and not the needles, the tubes.
Oh, we got him.
Yeah. I mean, no, we were changing the needles. At least I was, but I worked there for a minute, but it was too far from where I was living, So so I kept on tattooing out of my pad.
Yeah.
And then and then I remember coming to work one day and all my stuff was like put to the side. And he was just like, sorry, man, I got to let you go, bro.
Rearranging, are we?
Why? Because you were tattooing at home?
Yeah, he's all, I noticed that you got like more pictures in your portfolio, but I haven't seen them done here.
Damn.
So you were doing it like low-key?
No, I was actually just doing it, well, because I had clients that were willing to come to the house, you know what I mean? And they weren't willing to drive all the way because I lived in Chino at the time. And they weren't willing to drive all the way to Fullerton. You know what I mean?
I started tattooing at home too. And when I started working at a shop, it was people like, can't you just do it at your house still? Or just come to my house? And I was just like, nah.
Dude, people still fucking ask.
Yeah.
And
They
they're
still
like,
do
no,
that. Yeah,
dude.
they still do that. I mean, even when I bought Mi Familia in Anaheim, you know, people were asking me, you know, hey, can you come to the house? And I'm like, bro, I own a shop. You know what I mean? Like, just come to the shop, dude, you know? Or they'll say, well, we want to do like a tattoo party. Okay, well, then I own the shop. I'll
Yeah.
just like, you know, open the shop to your
I
party.
tattoo,
Yeah.
you party.
Yeah, exactly.
A tattoo party never goes well.
No. There's
No.
always the people that tell you what they want, what they've always wanted, what they're going to get, and they don't get it.
Or there's that one cousin that you're never sure if they keep coming around, I might get a little something, and you're like, no, fool, tell me like right now. Like, I'm not going to wait all day for this. And then the family's like, you're scared. Look, he's scared.
Yeah.
You got to deal with all that shit.
And then the Tia's like, can you do the serenity prayer on my ribs?
She's wasted getting a 8. Okay, so you get into your new shop, you got fired.
Yeah, so I get fired. I get fired from there. I leave. And then, but I like the feeling of being in a shop. You know what I mean? It was just unfortunate that I wasn't like, you know, getting business there. So I had to do what I had to do, you know?
Yeah.
But then I ended up going to Pomona, and there was a shop there that the mayor actually, he ended up opening up a shop with some tattoo artists in the art district of Pomona. The tattooing wasn't even allowed in that area. And he had the tattoo artist do like the tattoo party for him. And then when he asked the artist, you know, like, hey, how come you don't own a shop? And he's all, well, I would really like to open one here, but I can't.
But your people.
And then he says, well, let's see what I can do. So then he ended up talking to the city, and then he got it approved,
Wow.
you know, because he was the mayor of Laverne or something like that. So,
Yeah.
so then when he opened it up, the freaking tattoo artist ditched him and was just like, I don't want to do it after all. So then now this guy who doesn't know anything about tattooing opens up this tattoo shop in the art district, and then he just started hiring artists, you know, and
Is that shop still there?
yeah, it's still
Is
there
it
actually.
Ninja Chronicles?
Yeah. Yep. So then I worked there, and I had done a couple of like portraits or whatever. So I went over there, showed him my portfolio, and he saw the portraits, which were freaking
Caricatures.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, looking back, you know what I mean? Like,
For the time. it
yeah,
was
for the
great.
time. Yeah, exactly. And he was just like, when can you start? And I'm like, I'll start tomorrow, you know? So I ended up working there, and I did really well. I mean, the caliber of artist that was in there, I was like the best freaking artist in there, you know?
And that location, there's always a lot of foot traffic.
Oh, I was making so much money. I couldn't believe it, dude.
And then
you know?
being probably one of the few shops, right? Or
the only
the
shop.
only shop at that time.
Yeah,
Damn.
still.
What'd you do with that money? Were you just blowing it at that age?
Oh, I mean, I was blowing. Like, you ever have you ever have those guys that come in with like the freaking box of meat, frozen meats?
Fuck yeah.
The steaks and the
old
fillets
neighbor-
and
My
stuff?
old neighbor did that.
Yeah. I'm just buying that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah,
He
I'll
got
take
a
it.
refrigerator.
I know the knife guy.
The knife.
The knife guy,
Every Southern
yeah.
California shop knows the knife guy.
Yeah.
What was the most irresponsible thing that you bought in that era because of how well you were doing?
Probably that meat, but
It was the most dangerous.
yeah, it was just like, who knows where that meat came from? You know what I
Imagine
mean?
they killed someone and they're just trying to get rid of the evidence.
I know, right? I don't know. I was just I was just spending money
Anything.
just anything. I was
Picking up the bill when you go drink.
yeah,
with
just
friends and dumb
yeah,
shit.
I'll get it. I got this, and that's when you think
I
you're all
miss those
bad.
days.
You still do that.
I
and you
know,
don't
but
even
I shouldn't.
drink. And then you end up, I know, at Mi Familia, Anaheim, as first a crew member.
Spider owned it at the time, and I had met Spider at a tattoo convention in I think it was Denver. And then when we got back home, he had hit me up and he was like, "Hey, are you happy where you're at?" And I'm like, "Well, why? What's
Like
up?"
in life,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just like, why?
kind of depressed, dude.
He's looking
Well,
at
now that you bring it up, you know what I mean?
his freezer full of meat. Not really.
You just responded the crying face, and it wasn't even an emoji that big back then.
Yeah, so he hit me up and he asked me if I was happy at the shop that I was at. And I said, I told him why. And he said that he had a chair that opened up. And I felt like at the shop that I was at, because I was the best one there and I sucked. So I was like, I'm not growing. You know what I mean? I felt like I wasn't growing. Now, I was making tons of money. Don't get me wrong, And not only was I making money, but I was also making money for the owner, And I jumped shit, man,
You had to
because I
make the
wasn't growing.
sacrifice.
I had to make the sacrifice, man. I always preach that this is a passion of mine. It's always been a passion of mine. And because it's a passion, I want to work on the craft. I don't care about the money.
Yeah.
The money's good, but I never cared about the money. I wanted to do better, with my artwork. So yeah, I ended up jumping ship and I went to his shop because he was one of the best in the industry at the time. So I wanted to learn from him. And of course, the owner of Ink Chronicles was pissed, because his best guy was leaving.
Yeah, his cash cow.
And it actually worked out for me because I ended up like learning a lot from Spider, not only tattoo wise, but when he wasn't tattooing, he was airbrushing. And I was always airbrushing on clothes,
Yeah.
And I saw him airbrushing on canvas and I was like, oh, I didn't know I can airbrush on canvas,
I didn't know I knew how to do that.
Yeah. So then he showed me like what kind of paint to use and everything. And I did my first painting on canvas. And then, then I just started doing all kinds of,
We'll
canvas
insert
work.
some of your paintings.
Isn't that
That
crazy?
Jack Rudy one's crazy.
Jack Rudy, thank you. Yeah. But but my chara is the one that Bea, she's called Bea Tentacion.
Uh-huh.
But
keeps
she
getting stolen,
freaking,
huh?
she
You see
blew
that bitch
up.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Do I know that one?
If I show you, you're gonna be
What
like,
up?
oh yeah, I seen it at whatever
With
place
the Raiders,
that is not
with the Raiders
licensed.
logo on the hat. I think I posted her, and then all of a sudden she just like blew up. She was
She's
like
this
all over the
girl.
world.
Oh, fuck yeah. I have seen that.
Yeah.
God damn.
I was getting tagged
that's-
by people from New York.
That's airbrush?
Yeah. That
Dude,
painting,
Dang.
that was
Anyways.
mine too, the Scarlett Johansson one.
Oh, yeah?
I did that one for Freddie Negretti's art show, as a matter of fact.
Oh yeah, Liz Taylor too. I
Yeah.
forgot about this one. This one I really like.
Yeah, so I started doing all that and everything, and then, anyways, long story short, Spider didn't want the shop anymore, and then I ended up buying it off of him.
I want to go back real quick to when you said about this has always been a passion of yours. Money is secondary. Do you believe that if you follow your passion, like God will provide, or like whatever insert will provide?
Kind of like in a sense of karma.
Yeah, I'm a huge believer in that, and I'm a witness to it. Like I was never concerned about the money, and I teach all my apprentices that I've apprenticed over the years that don't worry about the money. The money will come.
Mhm.
Focus on your tattooing, because when your tattoo work gets better, then people are going to want to get tattooed by you, So, and it's worked for me. I mean,
Yeah.
now it's gotten to the point where like, you can make a living off of it, of course, you know what I'm saying?
If you put that same energy into the passion, you're just naturally getting better, and it's just a
Yeah.
natural gravitational pull.
And be happy about it. Like, enjoy it. If it's your passion, you're going to enjoy every step of it. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to enjoy getting up and going to work and drawing and everything that has to do with it, not just tattooing, but everything that has to do with tattooing. Like I heard artists say, man, I can't wait until I retire. Retire?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Crazy.
Then it's not your passion.
And now
It's
just
work. That's work for you. You know what I mean? Like, I never want to retire.
Or you keep seeing people posting that they're throwing in the towel because the money's not
Yeah.
coming, which I feel like, I mean, maybe it's easier said than done, but I would rather have, even if I had to pick up a second job that would allow me to tattoo, I would rather do that than just put my machines down for good.
I go on vacation for 2 weeks and I'm having withdrawals because I want a tattoo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how much of a passion I have for the artwork. And then to see these artists coming into our industry and just totally ruining it, you know, like that pisses me off because of the passion that I have.
Ruining it like how? For example.
James as the example.
Yeah.
I mean, just coming in and just exploiting like the money, you know what I mean? Like showing, you go on social media now and you see like, you know, they're taking pictures of their Mercedes that they just bought, or you know, or all the cash that they have laid out on the table, and you know what I mean? And it's just like, dude, like, keep that all to yourself, man. Nobody needs to know how much money you make.
Be
you
humble.
know,
Be
Yeah,
humble,
it's cringy.
Yeah.
And then that just leads all these other Tom, Dick, and Harry and everybody that wants to tattoo because they want to make that money. It's not about the art.
They want to be that guy.
Yeah.
We had made this, it literally had nothing to do with tattooing at home or anything. It was, what was it? It was the Temu tattoo. Oh, we were talking shit about how Temu sells tattoo stuff, you know, and people can just buy it and just, you know, start tattooing their friends. And the joke turned into opening up a shop that was called Temu Tattoo. People lost their fucking minds online, but every comment, it was all about, oh, they just want us to give our money to a shop. Like, why would I want that? If I don't own the shop, I don't give a fuck what you do with that
I'm
money.
not seeing that shit.
But it was all money, money, money.
All right, buy that trash then. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so you buy the shop. The shop's a huge success. Everybody loves it. Sanae works there. It gets even more successful.
Listen, I will tell you that the times when you were in my shop was probably the best times of
All right.
tattooing. You're a lucky guy, buddy.
It's time for a Elsinore guest spot.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime.
That sounds fun. But anyways, okay. So Sanae blows up the shop. Yes.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
So let's really quick touch on what everybody.
Wait, can we talk about when you were in the shop and all this stuff? No.
Yeah.
How many times did you put your foot in your mouth?
Every fucking day still.
How?
I'm just kidding.
Dude, I got to tell this story real quick.
Okay.
I got to tell this story real quick.
I edit, so go ahead.
So I get there early. I have the first appointment, right? So I get there early. I have a tattoo with this guy, right? And he brings his wife, whatnot. And I start tattooing this guy, and his wife goes into the restroom and freaking takes a dump, right? And then leaves, and then freaking she says, oh, I'm going to go shopping, you know, and she takes off, of course, leaves the door open for the restroom, right? And this freaking dump stunk up the whole shop, right? Dude, Sanae gets in, and as soon as she walks into the shop, she's all, why does it smell like shit in here? And I'm like, oh my God.
And so you farted to make it not embarrassing to the guy?
He's like going
Just
like
like,
this, and
oh
I'm like,
my
yeah, I want to kill myself.
Yeah, it's that bad.
Oh my God, I don't even
That
remember
sounds
that, but
amazing.
Or the time that I was tattooing this guy, and he had his girlfriend there, and she like looked young. Sanae goes up to him, and she's all, so where did your daughter go? 'Cause she had taken off. He's like, that's my girl.
I remember that.
Oh my gosh,
I remember that. Or he like
Sanae.
asked something, where did so-and-so go, and said her name, and I was, or I don't know, but I was like, I think your daughter went outside or something, and my wife, I was like,
Your daddy's looking for you.
you're a lovely couple.
Oh
Tell him
my
about my
gosh.
about the sexy babies.
I tattoo a lot of those Cupid dolls.
Uh-huh.
And there was this one girl that had come in, and she wanted to get a BDSM Betty Page version of
Uh-huh.
it. So I was drawing it out, and the girl's in the waiting area, and Sanae at the top of her lungs announces, "Why are you always drawing sexy babies?" And I was like,
Well,
looking at her, and she was like, "Why? It's just weird that you always draw sexy babies." And I was like, "Can you please shut up?" So I pulled the girl back, and she was like, "Did that girl just call it a sexy baby?" She was like super pissed off.
I was like, I don't know. You're the pedophile.
Oh my god.
Good times.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. There was never a dull day.
Jesus.
That's crazy to Houdini a shop. Like, are you going to take a dump and then leave?
I was
Yeah.
just imagining it. She's probably like, "It stinks in here. I gotta get out of here."
That's
Oh, that was
diabolical.
horrible.
Yeah, that was pre-poopery, I would imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you were leaving,
Yeah.
go do that shit somewhere else.
Yeah,
Go to the gas
exactly.
station.
Marshalls, that's where I go.
You shit in all the Marshalls?
All of them.
All right.
Man,
Oh shoot.
that's good shit.
Okay. Now, enough about me. This episode's about you. Tell us how and when you became a TV star.
Ink Master had already been on air, and they played 5 seasons, I think it was. And I was at a tattoo convention in Biloxi, Mississippi. And in the booth next to me was James Vaughn, who was on the show. And he was talking to his client. And I overheard him talking, and I said, "Hey, James, I got a question." And he said, "What's that?" And I said, "Why has there been 5 seasons and there's not one Mexican on that show?"
Ooh.
And he was just like, "Oh, shoot, you're right." And then he was like, "Stand right there." And then he started taking pictures of me. And then I guess he sent it to the producer. And then a week later, I got the call that they wanted me to be on the show.
Wow.
And I told him no. I didn't want to be on the show.
No, not this Mexican.
No. No, I told him no because
You're like, "No, I kind of like it without the Mexicans."
You were giving them props for having
Yeah.
no Mexican.
It was just a question. You know what I mean? I just want to know why.
You didn't have to answer it.
See, that's what happens when you go putting your nose
Yeah,
in business. That's what
Yeah,
works.
exactly. I just didn't want to do the drama. Like, that's not me. I don't like drama. And I didn't want to do the drama. So that's just, I guess I was afraid. I was afraid of being, because I wanted to do the show, but I was afraid of being a part of that show. And then with the drama, people were going to have this, opinion on me, and stuff. So they were like surprised because at that time you had to audition for Ink Master. So there was a line of people that were trying to get on there. And here I am saying, no, I don't want to be on it. So they were like, "All right, well, can we try you for next season?" And I said, "Yeah, you can try me for next season if you want." So I get off the phone with her, and then I call my wife, and I told her what happened, and she basically said, "You better get your ass back on that phone."
I'm gonna divorce you.
Yeah, she told me, "You better get your ass back on that phone and tell him you'll do it."
Oh,
And I
how
was just
funny.
like, "All right." So then I got back on the phone.
My
I
wife said,
called
"I'll
them
do
up,
it."
and I said, "All right, it looks like I'm doing your show." And then they said, "Okay,
That's
so
fucking
cool."
awesome.
Thanks to my wife, I did it, and it was a great experience. Actually,
Was it?
it was a good experience. Yeah.
What's it like? And I'm talking about his hair. Dave Navarro's
Mine?
hair.
Oh.
Dave Navarro.
I'm on mine.
Is it as soft and it smells as good as it looks?
I mean, Dave Navarro is hilarious.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, he's
Wow.
hilarious. Yeah, we had to do so many freaking takes because of Dave Navarro, because he would just make us laugh, and it was cool. Chris Nunez was really cool. When we got there, the first time we met Chris Nunez and Oliver Peck. Chris Nunez had said, "Hey guys, listen, it's a TV show. So it don't matter how well your tattoo is, we have to shit all over it." So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, and we were just like, we get it. You know what I mean? So we knew that they had to find something wrong with the tattoo. Oliver Peck just wanted to make you look stupid on TV.
That's the vibes I get.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so Chris Nunez, he was super cool. Even when I got voted off, it was all about the drama, you know, and they came to me and they asked me to play the into the drama, and I told them no. And then
Oh
I got
my
kicked off. Yeah.
gosh.
Wow.
The integrity on this guy.
Yeah. I didn't want to compromise my integrity for TV. You know
For
what I
rating,
mean?
for
Yeah.
their benefit.
Yeah. Cause everybody was like, you should have just, gave them what they wanted. And I was just like, no, dude. Because like even the guys that did, they were super cool, like some of the coolest guys you'll ever meet. But then I was running into like fans and they were just like, is Chris Blinston really an a-hole? And I'm just like, no, he's the nicest guy you'll ever meet, but it was just the way he was portrayed on the show, and that's
Yeah.
what I didn't want, I didn't want to be portrayed that way. So I didn't give them what they wanted. And then I got voted off. But I mean, at the end of the day, David Cruzman didn't do a challenge, and he freaking went on, you know what I mean? So we knew he had the golden ticket, but
I remember the challenge you got sent home on, who was a stained glass, right? Was it the cross, or was that
no,
one that
it
they
was
chewed you out about?
Trash polka. I got sent home.
Oh, well, that's a good
Trash
reason to get.
polka?
Yeah.
That's probably a good thing to get sent home on. But
Yeah. Hey.
but I remember there was a stained glass challenge, and they got on you about doing a black and gray stained glass piece and made it seem like you were too concerned with only doing your
Black and
style.
gray, yeah. Well, and then they said that it was crooked, that I had placed it on his back crooked. And the way, Oliver Peck was like, it's at least 2 inches like crooked, and I'm just like, bro, 2 inches is a lot. See, this is what I learned being on the show, because outside of the show, when I'm watching it on TV, I'm just like, what an idiot. Why did he do that? I'm like talking about the artist, you know what I mean? Just like, why would he do that? And, but then being on the show, I'm like, oh shoot, now I know why, I mean, as it is, we're tattooing in complete silence, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I cannot do that. I have to listen to music, and then they're like, pay no attention to the camera guys that are walking all over the place and around you, you know what I mean?
Leaning on your shoulder.
Yeah. So I'm constantly like turning around, like looking at them, and you can't even like sing, because if you sang, you better have written the song, because you can't sing the song,
I would lose.
Yeah.
Didn't you say that the client that you had for that stained glass challenge didn't want to do color or something?
He just asked me if I wanted to do black and gray. I can do black and gray. It's
So
like
it wasn't
stained
like
glass.
you forced this piece on this guy.
No.
That was.
Even though I force a lot of my clients to get what I want.
That's just what we do, baby.
That's just what we fucking do.
I mean, I always say that like 80% of my clients come in the shop
Wanting something else.
with their idea and then leave with my idea.
That's
You
good.
know what I mean? Because I mean, not everybody knows what they really want. You know what I
Right.
mean? They know like somewhat of what they want to get, but it's our duty to create something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and if it looks stupid, then you got to tell them like, no, that's not going to look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's some people that just won't budge on that. And it's like, no, I want it like this. I want it like that. And it's like, at the end of the day, I will do it. How do you feel about that? Will you turn it away?
Well, so I have done it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have told them, don't let anybody know I tattooed that. You know what I mean? But I'm like, yeah, I don't beat around the bush, man. I tell my clients exactly how it is, and if it doesn't look good, I'm going to tell them it don't look good. And if they continue to want it, I had this one client that continued. He brought me a tattoo. It was like a Stairway to Heaven tattoo that was done horribly. And he insisted that he wanted that. And I was just like, let me design something. And I spent some time designing this whole Stairway to Heaven thing. And then I showed it to him, and this like just boils my blood when they look at my artwork and then they look at this trash and they're just like, no, I still want the trash, And I'm just like, oh,
And that's a
my
quote.
God. Yeah. And so then I'm like, well, what didn't you like? What can I change? So here I go back and I'm like trying to change some stuff on my design. And then his wife is there and she
my
comes to the
God.
back,
No.
which that's another thing that's my pet peeve
Yes.
is the wife getting involved. She comes back and she says, he really just wants the design that he came in with. And I'm just like, at this freaking point, he's going to get it, So I did. I made a pattern of that, and then I freaking tattooed it on him. And I'm just like, don't tell anybody that I did that.
Yeah.
And he like looked at me, and I'm like, no, I'm dead serious. I'm like, because it's
That's
not a good picture, and
Yeah.
that's not what I do. Well, then like 2 months later, he came back to me to fix it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And it's probably because when he went, home or whatever, people was seeing it and was just like, who did that? And was telling him everything that was wrong with it. So then he came back to the shop. He wanted me to fix it. He ended up becoming one of my really good clients.
Yeah.
And does he listen now?
Oh, yeah. Now he just lets me do whatever I want to do.
Lesson learned.
Yeah.
I'm kind of dying to see this tattoo, though.
You probably didn't even take a picture of that.
Oh, no, I didn't take a picture.
one of them.
But it was like a stairway to heaven with the balcony. You know what I mean? I'm just like, do you see the balcony here? Like,
Yeah.
it shouldn't have a balcony.
A balcony.
It's an escalator.
Yeah, yeah. So
listen to your artist, folks.
I know.
yeah, listen to the art. Or even like when artists, if a client says, I want this tattoo in this placement of the body. If it doesn't look good, just tell them it don't look good,
Yeah.
But there's some artists that are just like, no, I'm just going to put it because I need to make this
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
And it goes back to the money thing. You know what I mean? It's like, no, dude, do it where it's going to look good. That person has to walk around with that stuff,
Yeah.
Integrity.
And chances are, like, if they're coming to you, if they've pre-booked, they're typically open to what you have to say. Like, because we're not getting walk-ins anymore, so...
Yeah, no, what boils my blood is they come to you and verbalize, oh, I'm coming to you because I love what you do,
Oh my
Oh
God.
but I
my
want you to do it
God.
like this.
Yes.
Yeah, but I want
Yeah.
you not to do what you do.
Or they're just questioning everything that you're doing,
We've talked about this on the show a million times, but when they want to FaceTime someone or send someone a picture to get their opinion.
Oh my gosh. Can't say. And that's why now I don't pre-draw anything anymore. Nothing. When my wife does my scheduling, and when she replies to an email, she lets them know your appointment day, be prepared to be there all day, because he's going to design and create the same day that he's going to tattoo. And so then they come in, and then I ask them what they want. I create everything, design everything, and then I show it to them. And if they need to make changes, then they're telling me there on the spot.
Yeah, where you can still do it.
And then
That's
I
a
make
fucking
it.
professional, dude.
And then I'll just do the line work and
Yeah.
be like, okay, now we're going to do another session
Yeah.
so that I can finish it.
I used to send designs ahead of time. There's really no reason to do that, because then people take that design and go and show everyone that they know, people that aren't even into tattoos, their fucking grandma who's like, no, it's too big, it's too this, it's too that.
Yeah. It could be the perfect design, but if you give them enough time, they'll find something to
Mm-hmm.
change.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because somebody said, that doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just like,
Or I have another idea.
yeah.
Oh, and then they want to start adding shit.
Yeah.
And it's always people are the kind that ask to see the design ahead of time. They're probably not ready to get tattooed. Like, they still don't know what they want. Don't you think?
The first timers are the best. The first, who they're getting their tattoo for the very first time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they want everything in 3-inch by 3-inch spot.
Names
You
on
know what I mean?
leaves.
Yeah. I had this. Oh, trip on this. I had this girl who wanted a portrait of her grandfather. Right. First of all, she sends me the portrait of her grandfather, old as hell. So, I mean, if you can imagine just all the wrinkles that's on his face. If you're gonna do your grandfather, find a vintage picture of him. You know what I mean?
Don't do him
Do
like
the guy
that.
some-
Don't do him like that. You know what I mean? So then, it gets better. So then he was in the military. The girl and her 2 brothers were also in the military because they followed his footsteps, right? She wanted me to put a silhouette of her and her brothers in his eye.
What the fuck?
I was like,
so fucking
She's
for real.
like, that doesn't look like him.
I was like, so you want a back piece? Is that what
Yeah.
it is? You want a back piece? Because that's
and
how
then his eyes
big.
are gonna look all crooked. Like,
I guess some people just can't really put that together sometimes. And it's just
Yeah.
like, and then when they see it up close, it's like, well, look how small it would have to be. And then they're like, oh, you're right. It just kind
Yeah.
of blows my
let's
mind.
use our fucking brains
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Some
And then,
people
like,
just can't do
also,
that.
let's remember that you could get a separate tattoo for your brother.
Yeah,
Yeah, how about
exactly.
that?
Yeah.
Like, people act like it's like one and done.
I do love to see the progression or evolution of first-time clients, how picky and how controlling they are, and then they slowly, like by like appointment number 3, they're a little bit more relaxed. Appointment number 5, they giving you some freedom, and then it's like, do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I love that.
You're like, do you want to go look at it in the mirror? They're like, nah,
Nah.
I trust you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
all right, let's do it. Okay, so one of the more rare hobbies, passions that you have that it does not really exist in the tattoo world is you're a bodybuilder.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like
Can you build my body, please?
I feel like that is so opposite from most tattooers.
Yeah, we're pieces of shit.
How the fuck did you get into that?
It's funny because I've always been into working out. I've always been, liking to go to the gym and stuff like that. But it happened when me and Mama were in Hawaii. We're in Hawaii, and one of our friends took a picture of us, at the beach, and then posted the picture. And then I looked at the picture, and Mama had her hand like on my stomach, and I just had this huge stomach, and I was like, "Oh hell no!"
I am currently going through this.
I ended up calling one of my buddies who's a bodybuilder, and I asked him if he can just
Build my body.
yeah, like put me on a diet.
It's the first step, but
Yeah. So then once he put me on a diet, he was just like, all right, but you have to do everything that I say, So I had to like stop drinking and eat everything that he told me to eat and stuff like that. And it was like 6 meals a day and tons of water. And then I did that, and then I just started cutting weight. And then I got shredded. And then when I got shredded, I was like,
everyone needs to see this.
yeah, take a look at this.
Can we get a redo? And we're going to Hawaii.
Yeah. And then after that, I was just like, I think I want to compete, and I'm like the shy type. And the thought of me being on stage in like my chonies, like I couldn't even, but I still wanted to do it. You know what I mean? Like I still really wanted to do it. So I ended up, my coach told me, he said, just remember when you're on stage, so many people want to be like you. And then I ended up coming in like 5th place in one of the categories and then in 4th place in the other. But I was looking at all the other, 3rd and 2nd place, and I was like, I look way better than this, So I was actually pissed off. So then when I got off stage, I said, I'm doing it again. I'm coming back better,
Yeah.
And then I did it the second time, and then it was easier, because I was already like, I already knew what to expect.
Yeah.
And then I did that, and then I came closer to, 1st place. And then I did it the 3rd time, and I got a different coach, and it was a lot easier. And then I ended up getting 1st place in my last competition.
Oh, hell
Fuck
yeah.
yeah. Congratulations.
So I got 2
That's
categories, masters over 50, and then I got 1st place. And then open is all ages, and then I got 1st place in that one as well.
Look at this.
Damn,
Yeah.
beating the Young Bucks.
Look up, you guys.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
No.
sure that's a statue.
You got some spots to fill in there, buddy.
I know. Yeah.
What was your percentage there? Like 7%, 8%?
I would say, yeah, probably like 5 or 7%.
Wow.
Yeah, that sounds like my
Incredible.
worst nightmare, especially in my current state that I'm a little
my
unhappy
gosh.
with.
Yeah.
To be on stage in front of that many people in a Speedo to boot.
Yeah.
I know. The Speedo must be the hardest thing to get over, right?
Well, those are booty shorts. It's
Honestly.
I did
Homie's got some cake.
because there's 3 categories. There's a men's physique, which men's physique are board shorts. And then there's classic physique, which is the category I did, and they're booty shorts. And then there's bodybuilding, and bodybuilding is the Speedo.
Yeah.
And is
Yeah.
that just as swole as humanly possible? or-
Yeah, that's just monsters.
And what makes it a classic physique? Like, what's the difference?
It's just, not as big,
Outrageous.
yeah. The bodybuilding category, I mean, those guys are ginormous.
Do they do like tests to make sure you're not taking steroids or anything?
There's natural shows, and then there's,
Go for it.
Anything goes.
yeah, anything goes show. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I've been dealing with a lot of insecurity issues. I made the mistake of Googling how much I should be weighing at my age and height, and it's not looking good, Ceeze. I am clinically obese.
you know what's crazy is that, I mean, I've done it a few times now, so it's become a lot easier for me, but it's still like you still have to have a passion for that as well, because I can't tell you how many times where like we went out to dinner with friends at a restaurant and I go to sit in the car and I eat my meal prep and then I go and sit in the restaurant and watch all of them eat while I'm just drinking water. You know what I mean?
Listening to them on your speakerphone.
But I mean, that's just, like, because I really wanted to do it. You know what I mean? So, and by the third time, it was like easy. I didn't even care, even the drinking, like I don't even really drink that much now, because of all the times that I had to stop drinking to do the competition, because it's a 16-week prep. So you can't do anything.
I was telling them how like you'll be in the middle of a tattoo and your alarm goes off and you're like,
yeah,
time to eat again.
Dang, dude.
Yeah. It sucked for my clients, because I'm constantly like, oh, sorry, I got to eat again,
I'm sure they're fine with it.
All my clients are super
Yeah,
cool.
most artists, it's because they smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. At least I don't come back in my chair reeking,
Yeah, that would suck.
He just quit today.
I'm kind of dying right now. I'm screaming inside.
It's a hard one to kick, dude.
Are you a big food guy? Like that is ever since I stopped drinking. Well, no, I guess it was before drinking too. I fucking love food, dude, and I'm like all of my clients that come in, like the first thing I ask them, it's like, well, what's for lunch? Like, what are you gonna do for dinner?
Yeah.
Have you been here in this city? Whatever.
Your clients?
Everybody.
Dude, and his wife is a crazy cook.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
so she does all my meal preps, and that
Probably helps.
That definitely helps because she gets creative. It's just a matter of having like the right proteins, which is like chicken breast, ground turkey.
You're like gagging.
Yeah.
I call them chicken tits. It's funner.
Tilapia, like and then like ground beef, like lean ground beef.
Yeah.
Those proteins right there, like those are to lean you out because they have like a high protein and not as much fat. But if you do that and then she just like mixes it all up, so I'm not eating the same thing all the time. Like tilapia, she'll cook some of the tilapia and then other times we'll dice it up and then we'll make ceviche,
See?
Yeah. You can eat ceviche all day long if you want to.
That's why I ate ceviche today.
Yeah.
Because of WebMD.
Because WebMD was mean to you. What? Okay, if you could break this down into 3 easy to digest.
What to eat?
Yeah, like, and not obviously for getting shredded, but just to maintain or to lose.
I'd say the tilapia ceviche style. That was the easiest, and it's refreshing too. You know what I mean? So, but that was the easiest to get down. Chicken breast was the hardest. Like,
but what about like? Would you say, I don't know? Because I hear a lot of people say prioritize protein.
Like healthy habits.
Yeah, like what
not
are
just
3
food?
healthy habits that?
to lose weight, it's high protein, less carbs, right? To gain weight, it's more carbs, less protein.
Shit.
Or to gain,
We got it all backwards.
So you just want to make sure that, to lose weight, you want to make sure that you cut the carbs and not cut them all the way out. See, so I get this a lot. Everybody comes up to me, even when I'm at tattoo conventions, some artists will come up to me and say, "Hey, Ceeze, what do you think? Like, I'm trying to like diet and I'm like not doing any carbs." I'm like, that's your first mistake.
I've done that.
It has to be where like you add carbs to your meals, very little carbs to your meals, and then you do that for a couple of weeks. And then after that, then you cut a little bit more carbs for a couple more, and then you cut out the carbs for a couple more weeks. Then you have a refeed day where you put all the carbs back in.
There's a name for that, right? It's like cycling. Isn't it like carb cycling?
Yeah, you can call it that, but that's exactly what you have to do. Your body has to have somewhere to go. So if you just have carbs, or let's just say they don't do any carbs. So if you don't have any carbs through your diet, your body has nowhere else to go. So eventually your body would just get used to that.
So
I
you
just
gotta
did
keep it guessing a little bit.
Yeah, I just did an Instagram post today about that, because even when you train, when you go to work out, don't do the same thing all the time. Like on Mondays, I do chest day. And when I do chest day, I start off with flat bench, then I go to incline, and every Monday I do chest day, and that's exactly what I do. Well, after a while, your body gets used to it and it knows exactly what you're going to do.
Building.
You're doing something, but it's not as effective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you constantly have to trick the body and not let the body know what you're doing.
So like Del Taco one day and McDonald's the
Yeah.
other. I'm fucking hungry.
And even when you do fast food, ChatGPT is your best friend.
I was just gonna say, what are your tips on fast food? Because that's like my number one food group.
Yeah. Yeah. ChatGPT is your best friend. Just go on there and just say, hey, I'm like trying to diet. I'm trying to diet.
Don't
Just get out of
look
that
at him like
drive-through.
And what should I eat at McDonald's? And ChatGPT would totally break it down what you should eat at McDonald's.
Pull out of the drive-through.
Yeah, exactly.
Just throw that shit in reverse, dog. Tubby.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the key. It's tricking your body. Don't let your body know what you're doing, you know? So, and then with dieting, it's the more you eat is better. So it's crazy because I was eating like 6 meals a day at one time, and then I stopped losing weight and I hit a plateau. So I called my coach and I said, hey, I'm not losing weight anymore. And he goes, all right, let's add another meal. And you would think like, shoot, add another meal. That's crazy, you know?
Very funny, coach. No, I'm serious.
Yeah. And then as soon as I added another meal right before bed, then I started losing more weight.
And that sounds more sustainable too.
And it's smaller portions too, so you can like knock it out, you know. But for men, your protein should be anywhere from 7 to 8 ounces. And then
that's
for women, it should be 4 to 5 ounces.
That's about how many chicken nuggets?
Shoot, that's a grip of chicken nuggets. Actually.
That's what he
Fuck
wanted
yeah.
to hear. Last question. What does the week before a competition look like?
Are you mad?
That's hell. So, yeah, I'm easily irritated. And
Do you take it off of work?
I try to, yeah. But there was one time that I was like, it's called peak week. So I had an appointment, so I went to work and everything. And you know, the big Tatso chairs.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to slide this thing and it would not slide. So I literally like lifted it and threw it across the freaking, and everybody turned around. They're like, dude, you know, and I'm like, well, this freaking thing won't move, man. I was so pissed off.
But it was done for me to throw my phone. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm easily like irritated, you know.
And is that week like no carbs?
That week is like no carbs and a lot of water. So I was drinking like 2 to 3 gallons of water.
Gallons?
Yeah, gallons.
2 to 3 gallons?
Gallons, yeah.
And do you still have to pee all the time, or does your body get used to that amount of water intake?
In the beginning, you have to pee all the time.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, it's, you know, again, your body will, you know, grow accustomed to what you're doing. So, and then after a while, like I was getting up like 5 times a night and it was so irritating.
Oh my gosh, so you're tired.
Yeah, because I was going to sleep and then I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, and then I would get up and then mom would be like, what happened? I'm like, I gotta pee again.
And do you do anything to dehydrate yourself before you hit the stage, or is that just
no?
like
So then the water
anything?
just gets cut. So like so Mondays 3 gallons, then Tuesdays like 2 gallons, and then Wednesdays 2 gallons, Thursdays 1 gallon, and then Fridays like 8 ounces of water, and then Saturday's show day and you don't drink anything. Yeah.
And what time does the show usually happen? Is it a morning event?
It's usually a morning show.
Okay.
That's good.
But then that's when like the night the night before the show is when you like carb up and you get to eat like all these carbs because you want to get full, because it also makes you more vascular.
Oh, really?
So yeah. You take a shot of vodka and it makes you like all vascular.
Whoa. That's a lot of water.
But you'll like the part when we get off stage and the competition is done.
Why?
And then you walk into the lobby and everybody has boxes of donuts and cake and everything.
Sign me the fuck up. Let's get out of here.
What's your
Can I just go straight
Yeah. I'll just come at the end of the show.
I don't want to compete. I just want to go to the after party.
Yeah.
What's your go-to after completing
Donuts.
something like that? Donuts.
Mama always has a box of donuts.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah, so I'll eat like 6 of those
fuck.
as soon as I'm done. And
Do you
then
give
we'll go
yourself
and eat.
cheat days when you're getting ready for a...
It's not a cheat day. You only get a cheat meal. So that's part of like your refeed when you're carving up, you know, because also once you start cutting out all your carbs, then you start getting like tired, because carbs is what gives you energy.
Yeah. So like Buffalo Wild Wings garlic parm wings with McDonald's fries and sweet and sour sauce.
Can you fuck it up like that, or it's a cheat meal within reason?
It's a cheat meal within reason. Like you want to have like you could still get like, I go to the Habit and
I
because
love the Habit.
it's like fresh, you know, fresh cooked, you know, burgers and stuff like that. So then I can have like a burger, you know, with some fries. I like the Habit better than In-N-Out.
I love the Habit. I forget about that place.
I've never tried either of those places.
You've never tried In-N-Out?
They have a tuna. They have a tuna ahi sandwich. Oh, it's
really?
amazing.
Have you tried the one at Umami?
No.
Wait, is it called Umami? It's like a place. There was one in
Umami
Anaheim.
burger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a seared ahi burger that is to die for.
Nice.
So bomb. You got to try it. Okay, so I want to get into the Ink Network now.
So right now it's a web-based app, meaning that, you know, it's a .com, right? And right now they're creating the app as we speak.
It's like a Tinder, but for tattoo artists.
Exactly.
You like the artist's work, you swipe one way. You don't like the artist's work, swipe the other way.
It is exactly like Tinder, where, you know, you got the swipe. But as for an artist, being on the Ink Network, we have a shopping button that you can click on, and all the big companies that are backing us on this, like Tatsoul, Critical, and Eternal, and all of them, they're giving special discounts for all the artists that are a part of the Ink Network. The goal of this whole app thing is we want to bring the entire industry into one network. You know, so if somebody's like looking for a tattoo and they Google a style or whatnot, the picture never takes them back to the artist. It's either, you know, to Pinterest or another website. Yeah. We want to fill the internet with, when they look up a picture, they click on it, it takes them straight to the network. And even for like shopping, you know, like if for supplies for the artists, instead of like, you know, going into like different websites or anything, you just go into the network and then you just click on shopping, and then all the companies will be there.
One-stop shop.
Just one stop. We also have a map that's showing all the artists, where they're located at, all the shops where they're located at.
Okay, so for the consumer who's not a tattooer, it pretty much, you can find a tattooer based on your location, your style.
As a consumer, you would be able to set up your own profile in the Ink Network,
cool.
which is like super cool. And then in the consumers shopping, we're gonna have like merchandise, you know, and aftercares and, you know, soaps, lotions, whatever. But they can swipe, and all the tattoos that they like, it'll be stored in there's like a little heart on the
like
bottom.
history.
It'll be stored. Yeah. So they can always go back and look at the pictures that they liked. But you can also search not only by location, you can search by style.
That's big.
Yeah. So if you put, you know, black and gray realism, then only the tattoos that you'll be swiping is black and gray realism. If you do like the tattoo, Then down at the bottom is a picture of the artist. All you do is you just click on that, and then the artist's profile, his bio will come out, how much he charges, and his portfolio will be there. There'll be a slot where you can chat with the artist. It's going to take the collector to a spot where they have to answer, I think it's like 5 questions, where it's like, what style? How much, what's your budget? How big do you want it? So by the time you actually get the message, you already know exactly what the client wants. And they already know your pricing because your pricing is there and everything.
So it takes out most of the stress from messaging with the client, like
Yeah.
from the get-go.
Yeah, I know this camera guy. He films a local podcast, and he's in the market for a unicorn in a 69 position with the zebra. So you're telling me that all this guy has to do is go to this website until it's the app, search those types of things, like those styles that he's interested in.
Nasty,
Nasty,
mystical.
and then he gets shown a bunch of nasty artists, taps the profile, sends them a heart emoji, and then requests the tattoo.
Perfect.
Ish, right?
Yeah.
I got you, Jake.
And then the artist that's doing the nasty tattoo, who's also a local
A local
tattoo
pervert.
artist.
A local obese pervert.
There's a calendar on here too. So
Oh my
when you click
gosh.
on the calendar, it's going to show all the tattoo conventions that's going on. And then by you being an artist on the network, all you do is you just add yourself to whatever convention you're doing. And then when the collector is looking at this, and they see the calendar, then they can see what artist is going to be at that, at that convention.
Dude, you guys thought of everything.
Almost, yeah.
Like the only
amazing.
thing, and you guys might have this, is there help wanted? Is there a help wanted section like for
Oh,
shops
for shops?
to
That's
hire
good.
people?
We'll definitely add to it at a later time. We're gonna
Yeah.
add like because right now it's just pictures. We
Mhm.
want to add like videos as well. You know what I mean, of tattoos, and stuff
Promos
like
or
that.
something.
We want to just keep it tattoo. We don't want to turn this into Instagram
An
and
ad.
Facebook and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Is there a fee for the consumers just looking, or
So right now, this app is completely free for the
so
artist.
you guys
and the
gotta get
consumer.
in,
Yes.
strike while the iron is hot.
We haven't talked about what we're going to do later. So we're just trying to get as many artists, companies, everything on this. And then once that happens,
You guys better
then we can
sign up
figure it
now
out.
and get grandfathered in if that's an option.
Yeah,
this
because
thing
once
is
we
gonna
start
be sick.
charging, then, that's why
Yeah.
we're trying to push, like, get on here. So this is the map. It's showing all who's are already on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you click on my shop here, then it'll show the shop. That's another thing too. You have an artist profile, and then you can also have a studio profile for studio owners. So for a studio owner, you can have all your artists in one profile. You know what I mean? Or your artist, if he doesn't want to be a part of the shop, he
You
can
let
have
him
his
go.
own. Because at the same time, the owner of the studio can go into the artist's profile and see, like for instance, if one of their artists is just like, dude, I haven't got anything from this app. The owner,
Nah, fool.
exactly, you got like 6 messages you haven't even answered.
Or Baby Ceeze, well, you've been tattooing at home, it looks like, because you answered all of
yeah,
these.
exactly. You know what I mean?
The cool thing about Instagram is obviously seeing tattoos of different styles, but that never pinpoints where they are.
And the cool part too is that for an artist, when you're uploading your pictures onto the Ink Network, it's gonna ask you to make a title of your tattoo and then a description of your tattoo, right? Well, this is all AI generated, so there's going to be a button that all you have to do is just touch that, and then it's going to create the name and the description
I hate titling and describing my tattoos.
and putting hashtags, right?
Yeah. Another question. So any artist can sign up, or is there you guys filter out, like the home tattooers? And
Unfortunately, we have to do that.
I know a lot of guys that have been in the game that have been tattooing at home for the past 5 years, but they know what the fuck they're doing. It's all legit.
Right.
So is there going to be some sort of like kind of gray area for those types of people?
Yeah, there will. And even when the client like adds like what their budget is and stuff like that. So when they add what their budget is, it's automatically going to bring up only those artists that fit their budget.
Okay.
That's
So
awesome.
I'm looking at an artist that I don't know at his profile, and it has a small little bio. This talented artist with 22 years experience. I've been drawing most of my life. So you get to put in that. It has your location, and then it also has the artist's minimum rate as well as a day rate and a half day rate.
Yeah, and all of that's optional too. Like you don't have to, put a day rate, or if you only
Yeah.
charge, like an hourly rate, half day rate.
Or a rate at all? Could it be
Yeah.
just
You don't even have to do a
It
rate
looks
at
all
all, but
customizable. Yeah.
you just want to make sure that you have enough information on there that when a consumer is looking, it's going to be easier to find. So for instance, if they have a budget and you don't have a rate on there, you know what I mean? You might not come up in the budget. You know what I'm saying? You also want to put as many freaking pictures on your profile as possible. You can add up to 100 pictures on this thing. Let's just say in Whittier, right? So somebody's looking at the same style that you do, but you have 10 pictures on here, but Joe Blow down the street has 50 of them.
I fucking hate Joe Blow.
So they're going to be looking at Joe Blow's more than yours. You know what I mean?
Well, Joe can blow me. How about that?
Wait, does Joe have blow? Wait a second.
So the messaging with the artists, it's all in app.
Yeah, so we don't have like the app is not going to have where there's a calendar or anything like that. So it's basically you're just talking to the client, which we're also talking about that later, adding like
That could be an
calendar
add-on,
and stuff
a
like that.
second tier.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then also like in your location and your profile, like for instance, if you're taking off to Hawaii, then you can just go into your profile, change your location to Hawaii, and then it'll automatically just move you to Hawaii.
So now everyone that's swiping, you're coming up in Hawaii.
Yeah.
How old
Yeah.
is this?
It's only like a few months.
Oh, dude.
We just got 2 freaking great developers. They're also gonna, like I said, they're working on the app, the actual app that you can download. They're working on how we can do video on there.
I'm splitting a booth with somebody at a convention and I need somebody, maybe.
Yeah. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah,
Maybe that can go
dude.
into the convention
Like,
area.
yeah, or like a little, what are those called, like in colleges where they have like a bulletin board? A
Yeah.
bulletin.
Yeah, bulletin board.
Yes,
pretty simple.
yes, exactly. Exactly what it sounds like. That's why I'm not creating any apps. I will leave it to the professionals.
What I really like about it is the filtration, because I think like social media in general right now is like you just get a bunch of like stupid shit, especially with the keywords. Like that simplifies it times
Well, with the
1,000.
Yeah.
with the style that I do, I always hear like people that say they've been looking for someone for so long, but they could only find people in Europe or out of state or whatever. And then they're like, and I had no idea you were right here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like to, like, because I travel a lot with music, I like to look up all the shops in the area,
Mm-hmm.
just to at least go check them out. But it's almost impossible to do that. You got to open up Google Maps, type in tattoo shop, and it's like, oh, it's these ones. Then it's like, see if there's a link to a website or look it up on Instagram. But that thing is like, it's all there.
What I also like about it is it's giving artists the chance to put their best foot forward, where something like Yelp is people rarely leave a good review. They're not going to leave a review unless somebody was mean to them, and rarely does it ever have anything to do with the tattoo. It has to do with somebody's attitude in the shop or whatever, or people leave fake reviews even. So this is like giving an artist a chance to present themselves with their best 100 photos, whatever price point they value themselves at, and it's like
Yeah.
taking the power back from all of these social media and
that's
search
true.
engines.
That's exactly what we're trying to do. I think our industry is just like getting scattered all over the place.
It
You know
is.
what I mean? So, and again, part of the passion that I have is like, let's bring it all back. Let's bring it all back to one spot.
Yeah.
You're definitely giving back to the tattoo industry.
This
and that's-
industry's ran through.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to sign up tonight.
Jump on it now because right now it's free. You know what I mean? And I mean, you can get on this and get the discounts that some sponsored artists are getting.
The same.
But yeah, and all you have to do is just be a part of the Ink Network.
Yeah.
Yeah. Besides just getting clients from this, you might get really huge opportunities
Like other industries?
No, just like, for instance, I say another tattoo show takes off or something. They could easily be on here swiping, picking who they're gonna,
That's
yeah,
true.
there you
Like,
go. Yeah, that would be cool.
there will be people getting sponsorships through this. Watch. Mark
Yeah.
my words. Like, because why would they go anywhere else? Like, nobody's gonna want to just sit through Instagram and guess who's still tattooing, who's good, and
So right now it's just, it's just in the States, but, eventually it'd be worldwide. Yeah.
Mr. Worldwide. That's
Mr. Worldwide.
dude. Sit down, Pitbull. Mr. Still your client. Did you have anything else to add?
You're on your profile. When you go into your profile, once you create it, it'll automatically create you a QR code that you can click on, and then you can print it out or make stickers with it or whatever. I have it on business cards so that now you can just pass out your business card with the QR code.
So
Once they scan it,
it sends them to
straight
this?
to the network. Oh, here's another cool feature too. Let's just say that one of your clients, Sanae, she signs up and she has one of your tattoos. She can add your tattoo and it'll go to you to approve it, that it's yours.
Oh.
Once you approve it,
Oh.
now that goes into your
Gallery?
Oh, so it's even taking off some of the workload. And then you could deny it, too, in case it's a stairway
If you-
to heaven that you
Yeah,
really wanna do.
absolutely. With the platform, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that I absolutely hate about it is that there's no podcast section for your favorite tattoo podcasts.
That would be coming.
Yeah.
That's one of the things.
Entertainment?
Yeah, entertainment
And
or
Oliver
something like
Peck's
that.
podcast is not getting onto this list.
I mean, the key is that, eventually we want everything that has to do with tattooing on this network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything. So even if it's your podcast, or,
Yeah.
videos, help wanted, whatever, advertisements.
And you're going to keep thinking of stuff as the months and years pass to add.
Yeah. And the number one green flag is that it is tattooer owned.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is huge.
Mm-hmm. You guys get in at the ground level. Go sign up right now, theinknetwork.com, and with the app coming. When do you think that should be hitting our screens?
Hopefully within the next month.
It's right
month
around
and
the
a half.
corner. Yeah, by the time
Yeah.
this airs, it'll probably just be a couple weeks out.
No, this is airing next week.
This is airing next week. It'll be about 3-4 weeks out. Just keep fucking up, dude.
And then all that stupid shit I said about carbs.
All right, buddies, what if I told you there's a company that can legally ship good vibes straight to your mailbox in all 50 states?
That's right, via hemp. They've got CBD and THC products, tinctures, topicals, gummies. Basically, if you can think of a way to hemp yourself out, they've already made it.
Need help sleeping after a 10-hour session? They've got you. Need focus because your brain feels like mashed potatoes? Covered. Pain from hunching over your iPad all day long? Yup. Just want to unwind because your client said, "Can you make the skull smile?" They've definitely got you.
And these aren't just mystery gas station gummies. They're third-party, lab-tested, premium hemp products made to actually work. Plus, they legally ship everywhere. Like your grandma in Florida, she's a stoner, send them to her. Your cousin in Alaska, send it to them. Your weird uncle in Nebraska, don't send it to him because it's against his parole. But also, if it's for a person that doesn't like to get a little, this guy right here hates a gummy, but loves their CBD gummies.
I love them so much. And the best part, you buds get 20% off when you use the code TattooBuds. All one word, no spaces, no regrets. So whether you need sleep, focus, pain relief, or just a solid vibe session, hit up via hemp.
Click the link in our show notes. Use code Tattoo Buds and get 20% off your order. That's via hand, helping tattoo people feel human again, one gummy at a time. Are you gonna fart?
No.
You better not embarrass
No, that's
me,
why I
man.
went over there.
Oh, that's why you walked back out. Oh, we should have known. I thought you had a call or something. I guess you did.
Do you fart in front of your girl?
No, I can't. It's so weird. I mean, it happens and then it's funny, but I just won't like
Not on purpose.
aim it or anything.
Yeah.
I think that's disgusting.
Yeah.
I absolutely think it's disgusting.
You guys still don't fart in front of each other?
16 years and
Yeah, keep
no.
that shit to yourself, dude.
the first like several years, I didn't even know my wife like took dumps.
had a butthole.
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, you knew that.
Yeah. I thought every time she went to the grocery store, she was going to take a dump.
Jake,
But
do you fart in front of your girl?
Yes.
Are you every
Oh,
time? You
man.
don't hold back at all, or just when it's accidents?
Like if we're in private, like yeah, but nah, I won't be all grave and shit. Be in public, like.
oh,
sometimes
so you care what public thinks about you, but not what she does.
No, just because I don't know if it's like if we ate something all bad, you know.
He's like, it's cute.
Yeah.
This is how bad we are, that
Yeah.
because we don't like, fart in front of each other or anything. When we're in a hotel room, I take a speaker and I put it in the restroom. So if either one of us is going, to take a dump,
Yeah.
then we play music.
Or use the one in the lobby.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
'cause I was saying I travel like on with music and tour and shit. That's our rule when we're at hotels,
That's nice.
and no
I can't do
jellyfish
that.
in the bathtub.
That's disgusting. Have you ever stepped on someone else's cum in the bathtub?
Fuck no, dude. I would have cut my foot off. But my cum.
They're all in it. Okay. So for our topic today, we wanted to talk about tattoos and pricing. What made me think about this topic was I've been seeing people post a carousel of tattoos with what each tattoo costs. And sometimes it's like the same tattoo, but for astronomically different prices, which I kind of think, like, why would you post that?
Yeah.
But what are your guys' thoughts about this trend?
I think it's kind of tacky. Like, why would you need to do that?
What are you doing?
I don't like it.
We're just gloating how
Yeah.
much you charge for that tattoo. Like, I can't stand it. I really can't stand it. And it goes back to all these newcomers into our industry where they just want to show how much money they're making.
Yeah.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, keep that to yourself, I mean, I mentioned this before too. Like, look at the all the veterans in our industry. I don't even know what they drive. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
Or
even
if
know.
they drive.
Yeah, I don't even know what kind of house they live in,
Yeah.
like, because they don't post nothing like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, stay humble.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
feel like it could be abused on both sides of the spectrum, like the flashy, gloating, I make this is what I drive, this is what I do. Or the person that's trying to shame people for charging a certain amount. And so I only charge this little.
My thing too is like, what your client paid for a tattoo is nobody's fucking business. Like, you are straight up airing them out,
Yeah.
You don't know. And I mean, maybe they owe someone money, or maybe they shouldn't have been spending that, or maybe their mom also is on social media and hates that they're spending money on tattoos.
Yeah.
Whatever the reason, like, you don't need to put their business out there like that. And you are.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially when you read the comments, you know what I mean? Because there's all of us, that are making the comments that are just like, well, somebody got burned, or, you know what I mean?
I can't
So can
believe
you
it,
imagine
know?
that client is looking at the comments and is just like, shit, I did get burned. You know what I mean? Like, look at all these artists that are saying that, I paid way too much.
We were reading the comments on I don't know what it was, but it was a bad tattoo, and someone commented, "I'd like to schedule a cancellation."
Yeah. Do you take walkouts?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're kind of like asking for it, right?
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that might be the motive. It's like, this is going to ruffle some feathers, but it's going to cause a lot of engagement, and that's going to push the shit out
That's true.
into the algorithm even further. Like, one of the tactics.
There's a guy that's where I'm at, who's doing tattoos for absolutely free. Don't matter what size. He's on TikTok.
I don't.
Dude,
Is he any
yeah.
good?
Okay, that's a
No.
good topic right there. Because I've seen a guy
Okay,
that
it's your podcast. Let's go.
So,
Just kidding.
no, it's
All
a
of a
good
sudden.
point. It's a good point because there's one guy that mows lawns for free, but he gets paid so much by YouTube, TikTok,
Oh, I know who you're
Instagram.
talking about.
Those
But
because
he
they
does
get
good work.
and they get significant amount of views. They'll get paid like
Yeah.
way more.
Yeah. He's like, oh, here's so-and-so. She just drove like freaking, 150 miles to get her free tattoo. And then he just shows the tattoo, and I'm just like, wow, that was a waste of gas.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, is it any good at least?
No, it was
There's
horrible.
that one girl that does the cover-ups for a flat rate.
think
Somebody
I've
was
seen
like,
her
oh,
too.
dude.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody in one of her videos was like, I can't believe you're only charging $160 for this. And she's like, I have to, or else it wouldn't go viral, which goes to show like,
Yeah.
That's
Motive.
exactly what
They're-
all
yeah,
of this is about.
right. Like they're not only charging that much out of the kindness of their heart. You are a guinea pig or their sacrificial lamb for all the clicks they're about to get,
Yeah,
like,
but some of these people don't fucking care.
No.
It could be anything. It's
Yeah.
quantity over quality for a lot of people, unfortunately.
yeah, that was the whole SoundCloud rapper era of all those fucking shitty face
Yeah.
tattoos. And like some people just want a lot of tattoos, not good tattoos. You see it on a lot of ball players.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like, it's like, bro, you make so much money and your tattoos are dog shit. How is that even possible?
That's crazy. But yeah, back to the putting prices. I didn't really think about it in the way that you mentioned it. Like, that's kind of private between the
Mhm.
client and the artist. Like, that's just kind of, I feel like it's crossing some sort of a boundary.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I was raised like, maybe it's not like the healthiest, but like never talk about money.
Mhm.
Never tell your business and never be in somebody else's, pocketbook. And I feel like that is the opposite of all of that.
That's
Yeah.
my beef with Venmo. Why the fuck does Mary need to know why you paid Sally
Yeah.
for whatever the fuck it
Ass.
was? Like, for ass.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You can put it on.
For the Tokyo Sandblaster.
So this is kind of in the same realm of what we're talking about. It's a long little paragraph, but this artist posted about kind of what you were saying about these young artists posting all of their prices, everything that they do, and how it's actually taking away. This person is named Porter Tattoos. Shout out Porter Tattoos. But it could possibly be cock blocking the rest of us because just because this youngin who can barely tattoo is charging $2,000 for, a hand size piece, like now it's got people thinking like, oh, I can't even afford a tattoo, so I'm not even going to reach out to the artist that I want to go to. When a reputable and good artist that's not clout driven would probably do a better tattoo for a lot less in some cases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And for the client to look at that and just be like, I want to get tattooed by him, like, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? There's so many artists out
Mhm.
there that are, just as good, if not better, for less,
Yeah.
There's this one, you guys probably know him. He's like this younger artist in Miami. He's very good black and gray artist. He's always taking pictures in front of his Maybach and all this shit, But he kind of had a rebuttal to this that was pretty good. He said like that he knows there's better artists than him and he knows there's artists that are cheaper, but the reason people are willing to pay his price is because he's built this parasocial relationship with them online. So like the comfortability of feeling like they know him is like, I guess, worth it to them.
That's
But-
cool. You're just going to have to charge them more when the government sees how much money you're making and then comes back for all the taxes that you owe.
Dude,
know
I
what I
always
mean?
say that. We didn't even have to pay taxes till Kat was out here driving around in a Bentley on TV.
Right?
Shit, like nobody needed to see that. Like,
Yeah, don't be surprised when you start getting those letters in the mail.
mm.
We want to see your books.
And
Yeah,
what's
it's-
it for? Like just the temporary, like the way it makes your heart flutter when someone gives you a compliment or thinks you're cool.
It's social
like-
media, the likes. It's all for image. It's all for,
I don't know if people know that some artists tattoo hourly versus some artists tattooing per piece. I know that you charge hourly mostly for your stuff, right?
I do both actually.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I charge hourly unless I'm doing a portrait. And then it's just one set price.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've screwed myself like several times doing portraits, and then I'm like, well, I only made $200 off of that portrait. You know what I mean? When it was well worth more than that.
Because of the hourly thing?
Yeah, because of the hourly. So,
but it's like the same amount of skill and work, so you deserve more.
A portrait is like one of the hardest tattoos that I can do. You know what I mean? Because any wrong shading or anything like that, I can screw it up. You know what I mean?
There's a lot at stake.
Yeah, there's a lot, especially if it's a memorial piece, so that's why I rather just do one set price. This way, if I finish, faster or if it takes longer, you know what I mean? It's just one set price.
Yeah.
But other than that, then I'm hourly.
So like say somebody walks in and wants their entire back done.
So then it's hourly, yeah.
So even line work, all the sessions completely hourly. It's the same hourly rate from start to finish.
So the reason we're asking is because James has just booked a few back pieces, and he's obviously a traditional tattooer, so we charge mostly by piece, because we're doing bangers. So moving into this hourly, how does he do that?
Yeah, I'm scared.
It's been like the talk of the shop. Like, how do you pitch hourly? How do you word it? How do you get people, or how do you make people feel assured that, because everyone's afraid, like, honestly, they're just gonna take their time. And
yeah, and honestly, it's hard. It's hard to do hourly unless people know who you are. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, all the artists in the shop, I tell them don't do hourly, because when a walk-in comes in and they're just like, oh, I'm this much an hour. Well, who are you?
Yeah, why?
Right.
And then, so I always tell them just give a set price. But when you give a set price, I always tell them like, look, what would you like to charge hourly? $150, Okay, so you get a walk-in, you look at the tattoo, it's going to take 2 hours.
So you calculate it.
$300. Tell them it's going to be $300. There, now you just got your $150 an hour
without having to say it.
Without having to say it.
Yeah.
Because once you say hourly, right away they're just like, shoot, that can add up. You know what I mean? The client's going to say that can add up. I mean, I know that sometimes it happens with me too, but that's just. But thank God, like I've built a reputation where, like, all of my clients, they know that I'm Big Ceeze, and that I've been in the industry for a long time.
And do you let your clients like, oh, okay, I could do 4 hours this time, and then like if they come back, like, or when they come back, like they can adjust from there depending on their budget?
I'd like to do like a minimum of at least 3 hours.
Just because that's when like the ball gets rolling.
Yeah, and that gives me enough time to, even if I had to do like an outline real quick, you know what I mean? That gives me enough time to do the whole outline and stuff like that. And then I'll break it up into sessions. But to be honest, like nowadays, I'm breaking up all my tattoos in sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't sit there no more. So I'm working 4 to 5 hours a day. That's it. I mean, 27 years of tattooing, like my back freaking hurts, like, and then, my eyesight, my prescription got a little, thicker, so,
Ceeze, I'm over here.
And also, I also, realized that my tattoos heal a lot better. And they look a lot better because I'm breaking it up in sessions. And
Less
there's not a lot of trauma. Yeah, there's not a lot of trauma in the skin.
How does somebody decide their hourly rate?
Good question, because I feel even, and I hate to talk about money, like I said, in the beginning, but, looking at what all of these artists are charging and stuff like that. And I'm like, shoot, I feel like I should be charging more, you know what I mean, for my work. But again, it goes back to the wife, and she keeps me humble, and she's just like, no.
You're not that good.
Yeah. I don't know who you think you are. No, she really keeps me humble, and she's just like, you don't need to do that. Like, we're good. we're not hurting for money, or anything like that. So, and I feel as a Christian man, I feel blessed that, the amount that I'm charging is good enough to where I'm still getting business and it's still paying my bills and it's still allowing us to travel. And you know what I mean?
I think it's okay, too, that once you have to, like, when you get to the age that you have to start cutting down your workload, that you do raise your prices and kind of be more selective with what you're taking on, because it is so taxing on the body. Like, you just can't. It's unfortunately something that you do have to scale back on as you get older. Like,
yeah, for
the
sure.
shit hurts.
I wonder what scientific studies would show that tattooing shaves off of your life.
I don't know about off your life, but definitely off your posture.
Mhm.
We're turning all into shrimp. All right, buds, it's time for this week's Spotlight on Small Business. We're shining the light on a place right here in Los Angeles called Akemiko Beauty.
Yeah, that's a private salon that's all about keeping you looking fresh. They do hair removal, brows, lashes, facial, skincare, and if you want to freeze that frown line, they even offer injectables.
Also, if you're in the beauty world and you need a clean private space to take your own clients, run your own schedule, and be your own boss, Akemiko might just be your new spot.
And here's the thing. We're not just shouting out Akemiko. We want to keep featuring cool businesses, shops, and even tattoo artists on here. So if you're listening and you want us to feature you, slide into the Budcast DMs and let's make it happen.
Big thanks to Akemiko Beauty for not only doing all of our own personal services, but for also being this week's spotlight. If you're in LA, check them out and tell them the Tattoo Bud sent you. Well, I think it is time for us to move on to one of our favorite segments. And Ceeze, as a longtime tattooer, you know that tattoo sessions often turn to therapy sessions.
Absolutely.
People need advice. People need to vent. Well, this listener would like some advice. It says, "Hey, buds, what?"
I just thought of something. It would be funny if it was as common if it was the other way around where tattoo artists dump on their clients. They're all in pain and shit and they're just complaining about their life.
Dude, I've worked with people like
I'm
that.
sure there has, yeah.
Oh my God.
We'll get that.
Cut.
Yeah, but seriously, there are
Yeah.
people like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give it a shot. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So, dear buds, I have a quick question for the podcast. As a tattoo collector, do you believe it's better to choose an amazing artist who can do any type of tattoo or go to an artist who specializes in what you want? I personally choose the artist who does the specialty because I believe they will put more effort into their work when it's their style or what they like to do.
100%.
Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Love, listener.
I personally think it's the smarter move, but I don't think you would get a bad tattoo if somebody's good at everything.
If somebody's good at everything.
But if you want the best tattoo, go to somebody who specializes, like my boy Ceeze over here.
If you need guidance, go to the one that specializes. If you pretty much know what you want and you're comfortable walking into a shop or whatever, and then I guess you can go to anyone. The street shop artists are going to eat us the fuck up for this. We also piss them off.
I think as long as we've been tattooing, in the beginning, we had to do everything, right? When I teach my apprentices, I teach them all styles. And I teach them all styles because when they become a tattoo artist, they have to accommodate anything that walks through that door. So they got to be able to do all that. So I know how to do all the different styles, you know what I mean? But if you really want, like that listener said, if you really want my full potential, then it's black and gray realism. That's where I really get into it. I mean, tattooing is my passion. I've said it a million times. So I get into every tattoo that I do, but black and gray realism is what I wanted to specialize in. Like my mentor, Johnny Quintana said to me one time, don't be a jack of all trades and a master of none. Pick something and master it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I wanted to pick black and gray realism and still haven't mastered it, but that's what I wanted to do,
I think even like the artists, as she said, like that are good at everything, if you sat down and talked to them, there's one thing that they love to do, or at least a couple things that they love to do. So even though they do great work in all facets of tattooing, like you're gonna get their best work at what they're stoked to draw in the first place, you know,
exactly.
what they draw in their downtime or when they're bored.
What was I gonna say?
I think you were gonna say that you wish there was an app.
You know what I wish? Like in cases like this, like, you know, I just put myself in the consumer's shoes and it's like, man, where is there a place that I could go online to like filter through all these questions and all these artists? Because I don't really know where to find the best artist for the tattoo I want. I would go to the Inked Network.
Absolutely, 100%.
Now everybody look at your camera and wink. But as cheesy as it is, the Ink Network would be great for scenarios like this.
Yeah, that would be the spot to go.
Yeah. And you just might stumble across somebody who's good at everything.
Mhm.
But at least you know you're going to get a solid tattoo by seeing all of their 100 best tattoos laid out right in front of you.
Shoot, you might even come across an artist that is freaking really good at what you want, that's charging half the price of the artist that's posting prices.
Very true.
Yeah, as a
You know
flex.
what I mean?
I think I just remembered what I was going to say earlier.
Well, that's all the time we have. Go ahead.
Like when people come to myself or even Sanae, and it's something that's, I wouldn't necessarily say is out of our wheelhouse, but we know somebody personally that specializes in that, we always suggest they go to them.
Especially if it's like Polynesian. You know what I mean?
100%. That's the last tattoo that I drew.
I'm not doing Polynesian. I've been asked several times. I'm not doing it. For one, I don't know the culture.
Yep.
You know, I'm not Polynesian. It all has a meaning, you know, but there are artists that, you know, I'll do it.
Traditional Japanese or traditional Chinese, so many rules that you might as well go to someone that specializes, because they might be giving you just a mashup of both cultures, and anybody that sees it that knows what they're talking about is going to be like, oh, that tattoo's dog shit.
That's wrong.
All for something as simple as what did they say, the claws in each, remember they taught us that in China, like
the 5 is the king, the 4 is the kingdom, the 3 is the people.
What?
Yeah.
And then Japanese, it's like a different set of rules, but they have the same subject. So it's like,
I have a lot of clause to add. And
so
cover up.
So if the people, if they were to see like one of the people have a dragon on them with 5 claws, then he's putting himself as the king, and then he would get taken out.
And they're like, you fucking asshole.
Wow.
Yeah.
But do you think there's a gray area when, Sailor Jerry, for example, he used a lot of Japanese or Asian style designs, but he made them into traditional designs. So do you think those rules still apply?
He didn't set out. He was setting out to do American traditional, not traditional Japanese.
Yeah,
that's true.
But I think if you're gonna take a style and a culture and like change it, then I think you should probably know the rules. The rules.
Don't be a culture vulture. That's what they say.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
that makes sense to me.
So yeah, I think that you should just get on the Ink Network.
Simply.
Yeah.
Now, we told you to have a story lined up. This is for our tattoo cover-up segment, which has nothing to do with tattoo cover-ups, but it does have to do with things that you should cover up in your life, probably. Did you have a story for us?
I have a real messed up tattoo that I did 27 years in the game, and I couldn't believe I did it.
Yes.
Yes. All ears.
It was like a total rookie move.
What?
So the guy comes into the shop and he wants his daughter's name huge across the forearm. And her name was Brooklyn. Her name is Brooklyn. Her name is Brooklyn.
She had to change it.
Yeah. Yeah, her name was Brooklyn. He wanted it across his forearm. And I was just like, all right, cool, you know. So it's him and his wife. They're there, and I get a paper and I sketch it all out for them, and then he's just like, "Oh, that's sick." The wife is like super ecstatic. She was just like, "Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful." Blah blah blah. She's talking about my writing and stuff. So then I was like, "All right, everything cool?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, let me make a pattern." So then I go freaking make a stencil, come back, and then I place the stencil on him, and then he's looking in the mirror and he's like, "Man, this is so sick." And she's just like, "Oh, that's going to be dope," and they're super ecstatic about it. Right. So then I was like, "All right, give me 20 minutes. I got to go eat." So I go to eat, and as I'm eating, I'm watching them, and they're still like looking at it in the mirror, and they're loving it and everything. So 20 minutes later, I go back, and I'm just like, "All right, everything good?" And yeah, let's do it. Okay, cool. So I tattoo it. And after I tattoo it, they look in the mirror and they're just like, they love it, I'm the best, and and I was like, "All right, cool."
You said that.
Yeah.
I'm the best.
Yeah. Well, they're like, "You're the best," you know what I mean? And I'm like, "I know." But they pay me and everything, and then they take off. And then like 2 to 5 minutes later, he calls me and he goes, and they're cracking up. Him and his wife are cracking
thank
up in the
God.
car, right? And he's all, "Bro, we forgot the K."
Oh, Brulin.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Oh.
"Are you serious, dude?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he's all, and me and my wife are laughing because we had every opportunity to see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's our fault. And I said, "No,
You're like,
bro."
"Yeah, it is."
I'm like, "Yeah, you idiot."
Yeah, because I'm the best. It couldn't be me.
Can't believe you.
Yeah. And no, I like totally told him. I was just like, "No, dude, that's my bad, dude, because as a professional, I should have checked the spelling. I should have made sure, blah, blah, blah."
Oh,
That's nice
I was
of
like,
you.
"I'm
Because I don't think
so
that's your
sorry,
fault
man."
at all.
He's all, "I still didn't like notice anything until I sent a picture to my brother. And then my brother texts back and said, 'Where's the K at?'" And I was just like, "Oh,
Tell your
my
brother mind his
God."
fucking business.
your brother sounds like an asshole.
Okay, spelling bee winner, fucking nerd. Oh my God. Did your
So-
stomach just like drop when he said
yes,
it?
it wasn't like this small little name, that I could easily cover up. It was this huge freaking name across the forearm. So he had mentioned that on the other side of the forearm, he wanted an American flag. So I started thinking, and then I said, "You know what, man?" I said, "I'm going to do that American flag for you for free, dude. Like, I won't even charge you." And then he's just like, "Oh, are you sure, man?" I'm like, "Yeah." So when he came back for the American flag, I did the stripes, and I did the dark stripe over the Y and the N. And then I made the L into a K. So then it just said Brooke,
Oh,
and then he was just like, "Perfect. That's what I call her anyways."
psst. Why didn't he say that in the beginning?
I know.
Why
Adding
did
all
you name her
these-
that from the get-go?
Yeah, adding all these extra letters, like confusing me.
That's a lot of letters.
Dude,
I usually get lost after about 4 letters.
Yeah, exactly, man.
You're telling me that shit still could happen to me.
Still could happen, man.
Fuck.
I guess-
I've misspelled.
Yeah.
I think twice. There's probably more that they didn't catch because my
Dude,
script was awful.
seriously. Especially like at a walk-in shop because you see these people once and then you rarely ever see them
Yeah.
again, so who knows how bad you've done. I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
yeah. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was like talking about it forever after that. I was like, "Man, I can't believe I did that." Like,
Thank God that he wanted something that
I know.
worked as a cover-up. So this is
Yeah.
a real cover-up story.
that is
Yeah.
a legit cover up, dude. That's genius. So find him on the Inked Network.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that about does it for the episode, right?
That sounds about right.
So, do you have any travel dates coming up?
Butt plugs.
Actually, I have a few. I'll be gone all of October. I have I'll be going to Atlanta the first week of October. I tattoo some of the members of the Atlanta Hawks.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
ever heard of them?
So like the coach,
Oh, like cool.
You know,
Like
the guy that's in
biggest member.
charge.
like the, yeah. And I also do like a couple of rap artists out there, like Lecrae and Tadashi.
Hell yeah.
But I might do Calgary. I'm still debating on that one.
Calgary.
I do Calgary every year. Canada.
Where is Calgary?
Canada.
Canada.
I hear it's
Canada.
hard to
I
get in
love
there.
Canada.
Not when you're Big Ceeze, baby.
Yeah, it was in the beginning, but they
Yeah.
Well, that's the story. I should have told you about me going to Cabo and almost getting arrested. But I forgot I had a clip in my bag for my gun.
God.
Oh.
Yeah, and they pulled my bag aside, and I went to when we go to Cabo, we go through TJ. So we flew out of TJ Airport. So they freaking pulled my bag aside, and I was like, what the heck? And then Mama was like, what do you have in there? I'm like, I don't
She
know.
probably wanted to kill you.
Yeah. We're waiting. They had us waiting for like 30, 40 minutes. And I was just like, what the heck? We're going to miss our flight, you know? And then all of a sudden, 2 freaking federales come and they grab my bag and they're asking who this is. And, you know, and I said, it's mine. And then they open it up and they pull out a freaking clip to my gun full of bullets.
Fuck. You're also vape.
And I was like,
It's for my tattoo gun.
I was like, oh my gosh. And then, so of course, like Mama starts like just talking to them, you know, like, you know, he has a CCW, you know, he's able to carry in the States, you know, he just, you know, he didn't bring a gun. He just forgot that he had that blah, blah, blah. And they didn't care. They were just like, follow us. So they took us off to the side, and then another federale comes, and this guy, you know, he thought he was the shit. So he had like sunglasses on, you know, he's not smiling. And, so I'm letting Mama do all the talking, you know, cause she's fluent in Spanish. So she's doing all the talking and everything. Then all of a sudden I just hear her say, Señor, por favor, Señor, por favor. And then I'm like, okay, what's going on? You know, cause now she's begging him, you know, she's like, they said that you're going to go to prison, that they're taking
prison.
Yeah. That they're taking you right now to prison, and that I have to go to the embassy. Yeah. And this and that. And I'm like, oh, hell no, you know? So then she starts telling him like, you know, I'll give you guys $100, you know, each, because there was 3 of them. And then they were like, no, this is a very, you know, serious matter, blah, blah, blah. They were telling her in Spanish. And then I saw that her $100 wasn't working. So I'm like, tell him I'll give them $200 each, you know?
Yeah.
And then they're all, what did he say? And she said, he said he'll give you $200 each, you know? And then he goes, okay. So she goes into my bag, you know, and they know exactly how much money I have, because like I had like a little stack in my bag that they had. So she puts her hand in my bag and, you know,
she pulls out a gun.
I was going to say, she's like, can you hold the gun?
And she just like pulls out like $600, you know, and then she just sets it aside right there. And then he goes and he puts a glove on, and then he goes and grabs it and then puts it in the glove. And then he was like, okay, come on. And then took us back to the gate, and we barely made our flight.
Fuck, dude.
And I was just like, oh my gosh, my heart was freaking in my toes, man. I was just like, I couldn't believe it. Then I freaking get on the plane, right? And I'm like stressed. Like, I can't even breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you open up a window, please?
Yeah. So then we get up in the air, and then the stewardess comes, and then I'm just like, get me a beer. I need a beer. You know what I mean? So she goes and she gets a beer, and I get it. I crack it open, set it on my table. I'm like grabbing something, and then I turn around and knock my beer off, and it just lands right on my jacket and all my stuff upside down, just poured the whole beer. And I'm like, oh my gosh, man, like this is just not working, you know? We get to Cabo.
Oh my God, you're still not.
Yeah. We get to Cabo. The first night that we're there, Mama's cousin wants to go out to the club. We never go to clubs, but he wants to go to this club. So we go to this club, and they order appetizers, and Mama eats the appetizers. She's sick for the next 3 days.
Oh.
Yeah. She got food poisoning. And I'm just like, wow, this is. We get back home, come into TJ. We valeted my truck, you know. We get back to TJ, and I ordered my truck as we landed. I ordered my truck, texting them, And usually when we come out of the airport, it's already there. My truck's already there. Well, this time we come out and it's not there. It's 10:30 at night and it's freezing. We're still in like cowboy clothes, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So we're standing out there and I'm just like freezing. She's freezing.
I just picture you guys all sunburnt.
Yeah. So then we're waiting and like 20 minutes pass, 30 minutes pass, you know, and I'm like, where's my truck at? And they're just like, oh, 5 minutes or 5 minutes, you know? And I'm just like, we've been out here for like 20 minutes, you know? Oh, 5 minutes, please. And then another 20, 30 minutes we're waiting. And I'm like, dude, where is my truck at? Oh, 5 minutes, No. You said that it was coming. We've been out here for like going on an hour now, you know?
Yeah.
And he says, oh, everybody's waiting. Nah, bullshit. Nobody's waiting. You know, we're watching everybody leave. So finally, like my truck gets there, right? I'm so pissed off that we just threw everything in there and we took off. Like 2 days later, I have my guy who washes my car. So he's done. He goes, hey, what happened to your truck?
Oh,
I'm like,
man.
what do you mean what happened to my truck? And he goes, yeah, the back fender, dude, the mud flap that's in the back fender, that whole thing was broken off, dude. And the freaking center where you can put like your sunglasses or whatever, the whole thing was unscrewed and it was just like hanging. And I was just like, what the hell? It was almost like they took it into TJ and freaking
I was gonna say
and
that.
stored something there, dude. You know what I mean? And brought it
Whoa.
back. Yeah, dude. So I was like, wow, what a freaking trip, you know?
He's like, get in your car, sir, blocking the fender.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
probably.
Mama got on the freaking horn with them, man, and they ended up like paying us for whatever the
Wow.
damages
Oh,
were.
good.
Yeah, but yeah, that was a trip.
Dude, you misspell tattoos all you want. You need to come back with more stories like this.
Yeah, you fuck up whoever you gotta fuck up so you can pay for more trips like this. All right. So
Yeah.
travel dates. You're
Oh
in
yeah,
Calgary,
So I'll
you're-
be in Calgary, and then after that, I'm going to Joey and I we'll be in Florida. We're going to Florida. There's like some kind of bike fest or something like that. You know, we're going to be tattooing in a Harley Davidson store, and we'll
Oh,
be
cool.
promoting the Ink Network as well.
Awesome.
And then after that, then I will be in Guadalajara at Viva La Tinta.
You're going to go back to Mexico?
Yeah.
I know, dude. Check your bag.
Yeah, I check everything now, man. So yeah, that's Alan Padilla's show. But yeah, it's a super dope show, man. If you guys
Yeah?
ever do it, you should do it. Yeah.
That's
They
awesome.
have like because it's October 30th or 31st to November 2nd. So they do the whole Dia de los Muertos ceremony as a
Oh,
show.
that's cool.
Yeah, with Aztec dancers and stuff
Wow.
like that. It's freaking crazy.
Yeah, we'll go if your wife will escort us.
Yeah, right? Well, I don't know because I didn't tell you the story that just happened this recent trip. She got her bag pulled to the side, and when she got her bag pulled to the side, they found her freaking vape pen.
Oh
Oh,
man.
it's illegal there.
And you can't bring in marijuana.
Oh, it was weed too on top of that?
And
Because
she was saying it's
nicotine.
nicotine. She was telling him in Spanish it's nicotine, and he goes, I know what it is.
Yeah.
But he was young. He was like in his mid-20s or something. He was like young. He goes, I know what it is.
Okay, well, you can
And then
have
he
it.
just like let her keep it. He's like, you can keep it.
Fuck.
Oh
She's
my
all,
gosh,
thank you so
guys
much.
are getting too comfortable
I
with all
know,
these
I was
flights.
just
You need
like-
to turn those bags over completely. All right. And to book with you, how do they go about doing that?
So to book with me, you got to go to mifamiliatattoo@gmail.com. And yeah, and then my wife does all the booking.
Okay. And then lastly, one more time, theinknetwork.com app coming soon. Get in right now because who knows where this thing is going to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're looking at getting tattooed by me, I'm only in Lake Elsinore.
Only, exclusively.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't
well,
like sitting in traffic.
well, again, thanks for coming on the show. This has been amazing.
Yeah,
It's
thank
been
you
fun.
so much.
At the end of every episode, we like to have our guests look at the camera and say, thanks for watching the Tattoo Budcast. We'll see you at your next session.
Thanks for watching the Tattoo Budcast. We'll see you at your next session.
This guy's been on TV before. I just know it.
And now would you like to apologize to the Mexican government?